Oh no! So this is, in terms of basic anatomy, we have forearm flexors and we have forearm extensors on the underside. All right. So in terms of the main, always think of anatomical position like this. Forearm flexors will bring you up like this. Forearm extensors will take you back. So the main muscle that we want to talk about here that get jammed up with people that are typing or driving a lot, because typing and driving involves pronation. So this is pronation, agreed? So when you're operating a mouse, when you're typing on a keyboard, when you're overhand steering on a car, it's a lot of pronation, all right? So just come back the way you were, Pete. So the main muscle that performs that is called pronator teres. Now, pronator teres crosses the elbow there, and you can see on there, see how that pops up? That's a hypertonic pronator teres, right, from too much bloody type. So it crosses the elbow up here and comes down. There are two parts of pronator teres, a superficial and a deep part, and the median nerve comes between the two. Alright, so if you get too aggressive with pronator teres, you run the risk of irritating that median nerve, and they will tell you because they'll start to lose sensation and get tingling, numbness, and pins and needles down here. So
a lot of climbers that I know get like that block in their elbow. Now if we talk about that, is it the same thing? Is it
similar? Yep. So this is generally as a term, any medial elbow pain is generally referred to as golfer's elbow. Any lateral pain is known as tennis elbow. So this is mostly brachioradialis over here that gets jammed up, and you've got a lot of muscles, a lot of these forearm flexors, including pronator teres, that come up here and insert on the medial side.
So office workers is more likely to get this one?
More likely, absolutely. So, and you can feel how hypertonic that is here, where these muscles are coming up.
Too much back there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So he's pretty jammed up there. Now the other issue with this, there's a bit of connective tissue across here, it's called a Flexor Retinaculum, which is a fancy word for dense connective tissue. Now if you've heard of Carpal Tunnel before, essentially all that is where the tendons of these forearm flexors will come into a central point. They come under that retinaculum, right? So if you're typing a lot or using a mouse a lot or blah, 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 these muscles get overused, and when tendons get overused, what do? They become swollen. So you've got lots of little tendons here that are all getting puffier, and when they get bigger, they're going to press up against that retinaculum. It's like the roof of the carpal tunnel. So you've got your carpal bones underneath, and you've got your flexor retinaculum that sits over the top. So therein is your tunnel. So if you want to release the symptoms or improve the symptoms of carpal tunnel because of pain in the wrist radiating up here, release these muscles. Okay, so this is just, because it can be quite sensitive, we start off quite gently with the myofascial release technique.
I'm just waiting for it.
The apprehension's killing him. So I'm kind of going along the plane of those muscles that we spoke about that insert onto the medial aspect of the elbow. And just trying to tone them down a little bit. Note I'm not coming down onto the tendons where that retinaculum is. There's too many bony structures down there and some exposed neural structures that I don't want to mess about with. So I might do a little bit of work here. I can get a touch of brachioradialis up here on the lateral aspect, which will be a little bit tight from here as well. And you can see Pete's doing a good job of holding on with his other hand there as well. So when I'm pushing kind of sideways, his arm's not moving. Okay, so in the interest of time, we'll shorten this a little bit. And now we can get a little bit more aggressive with just the dowel. Okay, now the dowel allows me to get up a little bit closer into the belly of pronator, so you can see I'm kind of working up in this orientation. So with the dowel I can get a bit more localized. So this is still myofascial, so this is releasing that fascia. All right, and then when I've desensitized that area, a little bit of attention for brachio as well. I'm going to use like a pin and extend mobility drill here. Pete looks nervous. Right? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is block pronator off. Yeah. I'm going to get Pete to put his left hand on like that. Yeah. Move your wrist forward just a little bit. Okay, so what we've done is pin one end of pronator, straighten your fingers and thumb for me, and then this is mobilizing pronator teres and those forearm flexors. So this is a pin and extend technique, all right? And I can feel how much pushback he's pressing against me as to how tight those forearm flexors are. So if you get people where grip strength is an issue and they're gripping and it hurts, sometimes it can just be because this is hypertonic and wound up. So if you're going to deadlift with them and they're like, oh, geez, my grip is letting me down, just do a bit of this and then get them back on top of the bar and see how they go. All right? So now I'll get into a turnover and we'll do these extensors, right? So we're going to work more on brachioradialis here.
It's a big climbing muscle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. And because it crosses the elbow, you know, it's one of a couple of elbow flexors as well. So brachioradialis also helps with elbow flexion, along with the biceps brachii and brachialis. So you can see I'm following a slightly different plane with the myofascial release, and I can follow the same sequence. I can get that. Yeah, he's a little bit grumbly there. Yeah, you can see
lumping over.
You can see the belly in here. You can even feel it. It's pretty taunting there.
Too many kills, but too many hammer kills.
Just climbing mountains.
That is the mountain.
So I'd probably do more than this normally. I'd spend like a minute doing each, but in the interest of time, we'll do the same thing, all right? So we're now going to pin. Okay, come forward just a little bit for me. Okay, so we pin. Ooh, come forward a bit more. So this one doesn't seem as bad, but you can see the theory. Pin one end of the muscle.
Would it help if he's, because it's brachioradialis, would you want that extended or?
It won't make a difference.
Right.
Because it doesn't insert onto the shoulder.
Oh no, but
The elbow
around
joint
elbow.
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't make much of a difference, to be honest. Because the insertion's quite low on the humerus, it's not
Yeah.
that high. Okay, so let's try and get over here a little bit. Okay, put your arm on.
All right.
And you can see the tissue elongating as I take him into flexion. Okay, now I want to show you one more. So
Show me.
he's excited beyond words for this. Okay, so we're gonna, I should have shown you this before, so let's lock off pronator.
Yep.
All right, and I'm gonna stand up for this one.
Oh, I don't know. Don't know about this.
So because we know that pronator teres, funnily enough, is a pronator, press down again for me.
Yep.
So we're gonna turn him into active supination. Feel that.
Could you take?
Oh, excuse me. He's down. He's down.
So particularly for, you know, you're talking climbers and whatnot where you live in pronation. And then I'd also get Pete to do some strengthening work with the supinator as well.
Yeah.
All right, so I'd get him to maybe have a dumbbell like this and then turn him into supination. Or you could even do this with a band, right? So Pete, let's get you in that position.
Did you do that for a strengthening, not a releasing?
Yeah, so this is now the strength part.
Yeah.
So loosen off and strengthen. Got it.
You can straight. Yeah, forearm.
Yeah, I thought you were back straight.
Level 10.
So you've got a band on the pole, 17-inch biceps.
So loosen off
Right.
pronator teres and activate supinator.
Oh, that's a great one.
Okay, go.
Oh.
Too strong.
That is burning.
So you can see the difference there, like Pete's strong as a bull in pronation. So release pronator, strengthen the supinator muscle. Okay, done.
Stronger forearms.
So someone else
Good.
should jump in and do his other side.
Yeah, someone jump in and do me.